The preacher and I just moved to Naomi, Florida. The preacher is my daddy, and he preaches at the Open Arms Baptist Church of Naomi. It's just the preacher and I because my mom left when I was real young. I'm named after her. My name is India Opal Baloney. Opal was my mama's name, and the preacher said he named me that because he loved her a lot. The preacher sent me to go get some macaroni and cheese from the Winn Dixie grocery store. I walked into the produce section, and the store manager was screaming and running all around. There was a dog in the grocery store. I heard the manager ask for someone to call the pound, so I said it was my dog. He looked at me like I was lying and asked me what my dog's name was. I didn't have a lot of time to think, so I told him this dog's name was Winn Dixie, and he let us go home. I took the dog home with me to the Friendly Corners trailer park to ask the preacher if I could keep the dog. The preacher told me that I didn't need the dog, but I told him that the dog needed me, and he decided I could keep Winn Dixie. I told Winn Dixie that I was an exception at the Friendly Corners trailer park because kids weren't supposed to be here, so he was going to have to act like an exception too. I gave Winn Dixie a bath and brushed him real good with my brush. I talked a lot to Winn Dixie when I was cleaning him up, and we both decided that the preacher should tell me 10 things about my mama. I showed the preacher how nice Winn Dixie looks now, and then asked him if he could tell me 10 things about my mama. I will never forget those 10 things about my mama because those are all I know about her. Winn Dixie's first night in our trailer, we found out that he was afraid of thunderstorms. He went all crazy, running around throughout the trailer. The preacher and I had to hold him down and comfort him. I decided to take Winn Dixie for a walk through Naomi because I found out quickly Winn Dixie did not like to be alone. We saw Sweetie Pie Thomas, who loves dogs, and she invited Winn Dixie and I to her birthday party. After we saw Sweetie Pie, we decided to go to the library where we talked to Miss Franny Block. She told us this long story about how her daddy bought her the library she owns. The next day, I decided to take Winn Dixie to go get a collar from Gertrude's Pets. Winn Dixie wasn't allowed to come into the store, so I just showed him collars through the window and let him choose. The collar was too much money, but I made a deal with the store worker Otis to come in throughout the summer and sweep to pay it off. I learned a lot about Otis. Otis is really good at playing guitar, and he plays guitar for the animals every morning because they love it. Otis also got in trouble with the cops for playing guitar on the street. That doesn't mean he's a bad person, though. When Winn Dixie and I walked back from the store, we saw Dunlap and Stevie Dewberry. Out of nowhere, Winn Dixie started running towards an old house. Dunlap and Stevie said that the house was a witch's house, but when I went up to her house to find Winn Dixie, the lady at the house was really nice. Her name is Gloria Dump. She has a bottle tree in her backyard to keep the ghosts and everything she has done wrong away. At the end of the summer, Gloria Dump and I planned out a party for everyone to go to. We invited Sweetie Pie, Amanda, Stevie, Dunlap, Miss Franny Block, Otis, and the preacher. We made egg salad sandwiches and punch. At the beginning of the party, it started to storm, and we had to hurry up and bring everything into the house. Without even thinking, I left Winn Dixie alone, and he ran away. The preacher and I spent a very long time going through town in the rain looking for him, just to come back and find that he was in Gloria Dump's house the whole time. Otis played his guitar, and we sat in Gloria Dump's living room singing and having a good time. I went outside, looked up at the sky, and told my mama that Daddy and I do miss her. I told her that I know 10 things and that Daddy is going to tell me more. I also told her that my heart doesn't feel empty anymore. It feels full because I have so many wonderful friends here. Then I went back inside Gloria Dump's house and sang more songs with all of my friends.